Hey, kindergarten, how are you today? It's Mrs. Jones here, and I have another story for us called Ira Sleeps Over. Ira Sleeps Over is written by Bernard Weber. And I just love this story. This is one of my favorite stories. It reminds me of like when I was a little kiddo like you guys, and how badly I wanted to go have a sleepover or have someone come to my house for a sleepover, and then all the things I felt too when I was getting ready to do a sleepover. I want you to look at our little friend on the cover. This is Ira. And what do you see in Ira's hand? Yeah, he's got a teddy bear. He sure does. And what is Ira wearing? Yeah, his green cozy blanket. He's all warm and snuggly. Yeah, we can't wait till it's like blanket weather, right? We'd be all warm and snuggly. So, Ira sleeps over. Let's get started with our story. Ira sleeps over. I was invited to sleep at Reggie's house. Was I happy? I had never slept at a friend's house before. But I had a problem. It began when my sister said, "Are you taking your teddy bear along?" "Taking my teddy bear along," I said. "Well, like to my friend's house? Are you kidding? That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Of course I'm not taking my teddy bear." And then she said, "But you never slept without your teddy bear before. How will you feel sleeping without your teddy bear for the very first time?" Well, I will feel fine. I will feel great. I will probably love sleeping without my teddy bear. So just don't worry about it, I said. "Who's worried?" she said. But now she had me thinking about it. Now she really had me thinking about it. I began to wonder, suppose I won't like sleeping without my teddy bear. Suppose I just hate sleeping without my teddy bear. Should I take him? So I want to ask you guys a question. I want you to think about this, okay? Would you take your teddy bear or stuffed animal, would you take it with you to a sleepover? Okay. If you answered yes, why would you do that? Why would you take your teddy bear or stuffed animal? And if you said no, I'm not going to do that, why wouldn't you? What made you decide that nope, I wouldn't do that? You can turn and talk to one of your neighbors right now. And if you need to, you can pause the video so you have time to finish your chat. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and move ahead, but if you need to pause your video, that's perfectly fine. "Take him," said my mother. "Take him," said my father. "But Reggie's going to laugh," I said. "He's going to say I'm a baby." "He's won't laugh," said his mother. "He won't laugh," said his father. "Oh, he's going to laugh," said my sister. I decided not to take my teddy bear. That afternoon, I played with Reggie. Reggie had plans, big plans. "Tonight," he said, "when you come to my house, we're going to have fun, fun, fun. First, I'll show you my junk collection. And after that, we're going to have a wrestling match. And after that, we're going to have a pillow fight. And after that, we're going to do magic tricks. And after that, we're going to play checkers. And after that, we're going to play dominoes. And after that, we can fool around with my magnifying glass." "Oh, great," I said. I could hardly wait. By the way," I asked, "what do you think about teddy bears?" But Reggie just went on talking and planning as if he had never even heard of a teddy bear. "Oh, and after that," he said, "do you know what we can do after that? I mean, when the lights are out and the house is really dark, guess what we can do?" "Well, what?" I asked. "We can tell ghost stories." "Ghost stories," I said. "Ghost stories," said Reggie. "Scary, creepy, spooky ghost stories." I began to think about my teddy bear. Does your house get very dark? I asked. Uh-huh, said Reggie. Like very, very, very dark? Uh-huh, said Reggie. Oh, yeah, by the way, I said again, what do you think about teddy bears? Suddenly, Reggie was in a big hurry to go someplace. See you tonight, he said. See you, I said. Okay, I've got something else I want you to think about. Okay, at this point, would you have been embarrassed to have that stuffed animal? Why, if you said, yes, I would be very embarrassed, why would you feel embarrassed? And if you said, no, I'm not embarrassed, why wouldn't you feel embarrassed? Okay, embarrassed means like you feel like people are going to make fun of you. A lot of times when you feel embarrassment, you're really, what you're feeling is a fear that people are going to laugh at you or make fun of you, and so that's where embarrassment comes from. So, would you be embarrassed to take your stuffed animal? And if you would, what would make you feel embarrassed? And if you're like, no, not embarrassed at all, what makes you where you don't feel embarrassed? You can visit with your neighbor about that. And if you need extra time, feel free to pause the video. We're going to go ahead and keep going. I decided to take my teddy bear. Good, said my mother. Oh, good, said my father. But my sister said, what if Reggie wants to know your teddy bear's name? Did you think about that? And did you think about how he's going to laugh when you say, Ta-ta? Because that's a silly baby name even for a teddy bear. He won't ask, I said. Oh, he's going to ask, she said. I decided not to take my teddy bear. At last, it was time to go to Reggie's house. Good night, said my mother. Good night, said my father. Sleep tight, said my sister. I went next door where Reggie lived. That night, Reggie showed me his junk. He showed me his flashlight collection. Let me go back. He showed me his flashlight, his collection of bottle caps, a chain that was made out of chewing gum wrappers, some picture postcards, an egg timer, jumbo goggles, a false nose and mustache, and a bunch of old rubber stamps and labels from his father's office. We decided to play office with the rubber stamps. They seem like they're having a lot of fun together, don't they? And after that, we had a wrestling match. And after that, we had the pillow fight. And after that, Reggie's father said, bedtime. Already? Said Reggie. Already, said his father. So we got into bed. Good night, said Reggie's father. Good night, we said. Reggie sighed. I sighed. We could still tell ghost stories, said Reggie. Do you know any? I asked. Uh-huh, said Reggie. Reggie began to tell this ghost story. Once there was this ghost, and he lived in a haunted house, only he did most of the haunting himself. This house was empty except for this ghost because nobody wanted to go near the house. They were so afraid of this ghost, and every night this ghost would walk around his house and make all kinds of clunky, creepy sounds, just like that. And he would go around looking for people to scare because that's what he liked to do most was scare the people. And he was very, very scary to look at. Oh, he was scary to look at. You see their face? Reggie stopped. Are you scared? He asked. I said, are you? What? Said Reggie. Are you scared? Just a minute, said Reggie. I have to get something. Well, what do you have to get? I asked. Oh, it's just something, said Reggie. Reggie pulled the something out of his drawer. The room was dark, but I could see it had fuzzy arms and legs and was about the size of a teddy bear. I looked again. It was a teddy bear. Reggie got back into bed. Now, about this ghost, he said. Nah, is that your teddy bear? I asked. What? Said Reggie. Is that your teddy bear? Oh, you mean this teddy bear? The one you're holding, I said. Uh-huh, Reggie answered. Do you sleep with him all the time? What? Said Reggie. Do you sleep with him all of the time? Uh-huh. Does your teddy bear have a name? Does your teddy bear have a name? I said louder. Uh-huh, Reggie answered. What is it? You won't laugh, said Reggie. No, I will not laugh, I said. You promise? I promise. Okay, it's Foo-Foo. Did you say Foo-Foo? Uh-huh, said Reggie. Well, just a minute, I said. I have to go get something. Well, what do you have to get? Reggie asked. Oh, just something, I answered. The next minute, I was ringing my own doorbell. The door opened. Ira, everyone said, what are you doing here? I changed my mind, I answered. You what? Said my mother. You what? Said my father. You what? Said my sister. She was still up. I changed my mind, I said. I decided to take Tata after all. So I went upstairs. Soon I was down again with Tata. My sister said, oh, Reggie's gonna laugh. You'll see how he laughs. He's just gonna fall down laughing. He won't laugh, said my mother. He won't laugh, said my father. He won't laugh, I said. I came back to Reggie's room. I have a teddy bear too, I said. Do you want to know his name? I waited for Reggie to say, uh-huh, but Reggie never said, uh-huh. Reggie didn't say anything. So I looked at Reggie. He was fast asleep, just like that. He had fallen asleep. Reggie, wake up, I said. You have to finish telling me the ghost story. But Reggie just held his teddy bear closer and went right on sleeping. And after that, well, there wasn't anything to do. After that, good night, I whispered to Tata, and I fell asleep too. Wasn't that a good story? You know, a lot of times we worry about things and there's no need to worry about it. And so many times your friend's going to feel the same way you do about stuff like that. That's why you're friends. You have things in common. And if they're your friend, they shouldn't make you feel embarrassed and they shouldn't make you feel silly. They should understand. And so the whole time, both boys, what? Yeah, they both had teddy bears to sleep with. But they both were afraid what the other one would think. Okay, you are going to have an assignment, and what you're going to do is you're just going to click on the link that's below, and it's going to be a fillable page, and you can draw a picture to answer the question, and if you want, you can add a few words along with it. I know Mrs. Atkinson has been teaching you guys how to use your kid writing for you to practice getting used to writing words that go with what you're drawing. And so you could practice some of your kid writing with that. And then make sure that your picture has lots of great details. I know she's been talking to you about a picture with lots of details, and like your pictures aren't just one color, okay? Because if you look around the world, things aren't just one color. There's lots of beautiful colors, all the beautiful colors, and all those beautiful details are what make our world such an interesting place. So be sure you click on the link, complete that paper, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.